What's going on, guys? ChaseWins.com. Saturday, guys, September the 11th. So first and foremost, let's start off by just, giving that second that everybody needs. Wishing just peace to everyone that was affected. And I guess all of us, that were, it's crazy to even think. I was watching some things this morning where some kids, I say kids, even teenagers, were giving speeches at the 20-year anniversary thing that they were having in New York to commemorate that day, where some of those, some of these people that are, 16, 17, 18 years old weren't even alive when it happened. And I guess I guess that's hard for me to process, because even though I was young, I was still going on teenage years when it happened. And as young as I was, pretty much anything else in life, you think back to that time, you either don't remember it or you don't remember it exactly, but that is a day that no matter what, if you were alive to witness it and at least somewhat understand what was going on, you remember every detail about that day, where you were, what you were doing, who you were with. You probably remember what you ate for breakfast that morning. That's the type of day that it was. It is a day that changed everybody, whether you were impacted directly or not. And it's a day that for as long as you live, that's something you won't forget. It was the worst day in this country's history. The cowards that did it, they have ultimately over the past 20 years paid. But it's something that we should never ever forget. And for all of the people that are even remotely backing what our new fearless leader has done, and trust me, this is taking it from someone who also agreed that it was time to wrap things up in Afghanistan from a war standpoint. But I've also been someone that has said that we pretty much made our bed to the point where there was never going to come a time where we shouldn't have a presence in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in Syria, in places like that. There's just, there comes a time where there's no turning back, where even if it's small, you have to have some sort of a presence there to then make sure that all the work that you've done, all the progress that you've made, everything that has gone right because of it, you now keep it that way. What we're doing now, just by pulling out and saying, yep, hope nothing ever happens, we're just asking for something to happen, and then, then what are we doing? We're going right back to square one, putting our feet into another senseless war. So anyway, to anyone and everyone that was affected that day, outside of just everyone in America being affected, for those that were affected, in losing someone, a close friend, a family member, something like that, our hearts, our thoughts, our prayers go out to all of you on this day. And, as divided as this country is right now, I think we should all look back to that day and the days soon thereafter, and how just united and unified this entire country was. And we should get back to that, because now I think we're losing sight of that. And I think the country was fairly divided at that point, and we all came together. And if we don't stick together, guys, what else do we have, But anyway, on a lighter note, yesterday, Friday, or first off, subscribe if you're not subscribed, hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up if you enjoy the free play action that we give you every single time we do a video. Yesterday, Friday, coming off of a Thursday where we kicked off the NFL season, Jerry and I each had a play in the NFL, but it was a combo play. So we were both on the exact same play. We released it as a dual combo play. The over in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Dallas Cowboys game, never in doubt, never in question, another easy winner to start the NFL season off in perfection, kicking it off with a winner. just like we like it. And that was the follow-up to our kickoff of the our kickoff to week 2 of college football, where him and I both cashed in our NCAA play for week 2 to start things off, to kick the week off. And then last night, we get into it, I released 2 NCAA plays, going 2-0, clean sweep, keeping the week at 100% perfect for the week. Coastal Carolina, Kansas over 52, 52.5, whatever you got it at, as well as UTEP, that game taking it over 56 points with Boise State, another easy win. So a 2-0 clean sweep that was never in doubt. And then yesterday also going 4-1 with an easy, or excuse me, going 3-1 in Major League Baseball. So a 5-1 day overall, very close to a clean sweep. It was some late inning things that didn't go our way, which kept us from ultimately cashing in with a 6-0 clean sweep of a day. And then we get into Saturday. Obviously, I released 1 play, earlier in the afternoon in Major League Baseball, and then I came back with a ton more Major League Baseball action. 1 more afternoon game, the rest being night games going all the way into the late games, and then releasing a big slate of college football. No early afternoon games, and that's what I keep telling the people that are looking for plays at 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning, going, games start soon, why do you not have plays? Yeah, some games start soon, but just because a game is being played doesn't mean I'm playing it. It's week 2, guys. And for anybody that can think that, oh, there's games on and I can sit there and tell you what the edge is, if it's there, all this stuff, they're full of shit. You have to be able to have something to base a decision off of and something to scale these things from. And I'm sorry, but 1 week, 1 game from each of these teams isn't going to cut it. So I did not have any early afternoon games. There were 2 that I liked, but the spreads were either very close to being spot on, or the spreads were just so high, it just became something that's laughable, to say the least, as far as a premium play goes. So the earliest game that I will be playing tonight is in the 6-6:30 range. There is a big slate of games overall. 6 games taking place in NCAA college football action. One of those being a daily top play that's on the card that goes after 7 p.m. And then we also have our very first NCAA game of the week. So our very first game of the week release for NCAA college football for this season goes tonight. I will not say what time the game starts. I will say that you have to be signed up by 7 p.m. I'm not saying that the game starts at 7. I'm not saying that it's a 7:30 and 8 o'clock and even 8:30. It could be a 10 o'clock game. But the link we set for it to expire at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and it's on the site. You get instant access. It's been up for a few hours, but we're just now having a chance to do a video. $50, win or get 3 days of all plays in all sports, absolutely free. Jump on it. You get instant access to the play as soon as you make your purchase, and it is complete. But jump on it. Come 7 o'clock, that purchase link that you will see at chasewins.com will expire, and you will not have a chance to purchase it there going forward. So let's keep the streak alive in college football. I'm going to give you a free play in college football, and I'll tell you this. This game, there's 2 that I want to give you. One's an underdog play, but I want to give you another one also. Well, I tell you what, this is what we're going to go with. NC State taking on Mississippi State tonight. Total sitting at 55 at the time of recording. I've seen a couple 54.5s. I've even seen a couple of 55.5s. Anything 55 or below, I like. This is a game where 2 teams that are well above average offensively. I do think that NC State will start to dwindle around the halfway point of the season as far as offense goes. Defense, I think, will pick up that slack as offense starts to dwindle down. But in saying that, I think Mississippi State is within the top 5 of all SEC schools offensively, and I'm talking Bama, Auburn, Texas A&M, Georgia, Florida, all these guys. I think they're within the top 5, and they hold a solid spot there offensively, but their defense is all but non-existent. Last week, you saw that in, just the perfect example of that. But while I think that it will improve from that point, I don't think that it will ever get past the average point. And them playing in such a tough conference this year, even more so than years past when it comes to the SEC, because of how many teams are true contenders. And I'm not talking about just good teams with a couple of contenders. I'm talking you've got 4 teams that if they ended up there in the playoffs, nobody would have said, well, never saw that coming. That, along with the ACC, as over the past 5 years have gradually gotten better and better and better, I think this is a game that you will see where if this was a week 6 game, hell, even a week 4 game, you would see a little bit more of a game where they would have a plan going in as to how they can defensively make their mark. But in this game, where 2 teams that are lacking defense to begin with don't have enough to go off of to truly set a game plan that they know could be something that would work, I think this is going to be a game where, because of the way that it was scheduled and the week that it was scheduled, you are going to see kind of an offensive back and forth, and it's going to be, can the offenses click? Because if they can, this is a game that gets into the 60s by late third quarter, early fourth quarter. Over 55, I'm happy to take it. That's your free play. And for a lean, and that's all I'm going to say, is for an extra lean, if you want to, a game that I do think it's smarter to take the points. You could take the money line if you wanted to, but I don't think it presents enough value. I think a somewhat of a powerhouse team in Liberty that's made their mark over the past 12 months, along with Coastal Carolina, that type of team. But Liberty's taking on Troy. Liberty is the better team. I think Troy's got the more well-rounded team, but they've just got younger pieces that are going to take time to fall in. But them being the home team, them having the smarter of the head coach, the smarter of the defensive coordinator, in my opinion, I think they have a chance to upset what is the better team at home. They're catching 3.5. If they were catching under 3, 2.5, 2, anything like that, that's where I think this should be. And I think the only way would be able to play its fun money, taking Troy on the money line to win outright. But right now, you can only get Troy at plus $1.40, taking them on the money line. And I just don't think that presents enough value to just take them outright on the money line. I think it presents more value to lay $1.10 and take 3.5 points. So if you want a little dog lean to mess around with, I think Troy has the ability to perform the upset tonight at home, knock Liberty off in the early going of the 2021 season. So Troy plus 3.5 points, I think there's some value there. Love you guys. Go get on the game of the week. Then jump on a 3, 7, 30-day pass, whatever you like. You can also get tonight's daily top play in NCAA football, as well as all the premium action between that, soccer, MLB, everything that myself and Jerry have going on today by getting an all sports multi-day pass. Love you guys. We'll see you in the winner's circle.